But first, the clock is ticking for hopeful Liberals to throw their name in for consideration in the race to become the party's next leader. And while he has yet to officially announce his candidacy, former central banker Mark Carney is trending online. He sat down with Jon Stewart on last night's edition of The Daily Show, where he discussed the incoming U.S. administration, Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre, and the type of leader the Liberal Party needs most.
It would be likely the choice of the current governing party, which is the Liberal Party.
And you are of the Liberal Party?
I am of the Liberal Party, yes.
Are they looking for a new leader?
I think they might be, John.
Sir, may I recommend to you, with your charm and debonair wit, yet strong financial backbone, that you offer yourself have you offered yourself as leader?
I just started thinking about it when you started.
Just now?
Yeah, just now.
Tessa Bennett joins us in studio with the latest. Good evening, Tessa.
Good evening, Manisa. Carney has all but confirmed his intentions to take over the Liberal Party's top job, and his appearance on The Daily Show comes as a handful of other Liberals have decided to bow out of the race.
But let's say the candidate wasn't part of the government. Let's say the candidate did have a lot of economic experience. Let's say the candidate did deal with crises. Let's say the candidate had a plan to deal with the challenges in the here and now.
While it's not technically confirmation of his leadership bid, former central banker Mark Carney is trending after an appearance on Jon Stewart's The Daily Show, where he described who the ideal Liberal candidate is. The pair touched on several issues facing Canada as President-elect Donald Trump's inauguration date closes in, including the threat of annexation.
We find you very attractive, but we're not moving in with you. It's not you, it's us.
The interview comes amid speculation that Carney is preparing to officially announce his intentions to run for the vacant spot left by Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. The Economist led the Bank of Canada's response to the 2008 financial crisis and later went on to govern the Bank of England. Carney referred to himself in the segment as an outsider in Canada's political realm, something Robert Bothwell of the University of Toronto says is both a good thing and potentially a hurdle.
He is speaking as if he is the outside candidate. He is the candidate not directly associated with the Trudeau government. And yet at the same time, he has to be careful because he can't repudiate the government or its personnel without actually demoralizing his own party and alienating people whose support he needs.
Amid the jokes about Trump's intentions to absorb Canada, Carney did acknowledge the very real threat the country faces.
And for Canada, what we need to do is make sure that we're addressing these issues, doing our bit, making our companies more competitive.
Since Trudeau stepped aside just over a week ago, the list of candidates gunning for the open position has grown and shrunk again. The party's national board have set out guidelines that make this race difficult for some, with a high entry fee and limited time to garner support. Labour Minister Stephen McKinnon was among the first MPs to announce their candidacy, but decided over the weekend it ultimately did not make sense. Two other major players who decided on Tuesday to opt out were BC's former Premier Christy Clark and Industry Minister Francois-Philippe Champagne.
I made the difficult decision not to run as leader of the Liberal Party of Canada in the upcoming race and to use all my energy to defend Canada, to defend our workers, defend our businesses.
House Leader Karina Gould has yet to announce her plans, but said in a news conference on Tuesday she would have more to say in the coming days. Former Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland is also expected to announce a leadership bid, but has not yet commented publicly on the matter.
She is more instantly recognizable. I mean, if you put Freeland up on a stage with Mark Carney, probably half the people in the audience would have no idea who Carney is. So he's got further to go, and he has more to do, so it's understandable that he'd be out front right now.
Earlier today, the Prime Minister announced he would be holding a cabinet retreat next week, focusing on strengthening relations with the United States.